Look who's here. Hey, Steve. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Hey, everybody.
Oh, it sounds so good. It's nice to have you here. For those who do not know, this is the Steve from the Everywhere with Steve Young 74 channel, of which is a random channel which has a lot of various different subject matter, tips, and tricks. When we get back in a minute, we're going to talk about ways that many of us forget that we could save a little bit here and a little bit there. And we'll be back in a minute. We didn't hear it play, but maybe it'll play the intro. Anyway,
I heard it.
Steve,
It came through.
did it go through?
I heard
Sometimes
it.
I didn't
Yeah.
get to hear it. Anyway, Steve, thanks so much for being here. What are
Sure.
some ways that people kind of sort of overlook places or things they could save a little bit of money here and there?
Well, for one, this is what bothers me, and I had mentioned it on my channel a little while back. Well, it's probably been a couple of months or three. And I've been not that I'm old enough to do it, but my parents, my dad. I don't know why. Whenever you go to a place to eat or you go grocery shopping or anything along that line, can they not see that you're of senior discount age? Can they not pull that out of a hat and look? I mean, I'm looking here, you know, there's a whole bunch of different places that you can go, and some that are of a little bit of a surprise to me,
Steve, I
you
have to
know.
jump in. I was really
Yeah.
surprised of some of the places that you mentioned. And in answer to your question, like in an obvious case, okay, sometimes people wear their hair like in a younger man or whatever. And like if I have tried to present myself that I'm 65, sometimes people are like, "You're right," which is, don't get me wrong, very nice compliment. But the fact remains, whip out your ID. I'm 65. If I'm entitled to a discount.
You know, just you wait. As all of you know, I'm about to be 50 later this year. And I carry my age extremely well.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
People to this day, there's a lot of people that think I look like I'm in my late 30s.
Steve, you don't mind being in a little water, right, for the moment?
That's fine.
Okay.
No, drink if you need it for no, by
No,
all
no, no.
means.
I meant the picture under us. Are you okay with
Oh,
that
the
picture?
water. No, that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. Um, Now,
You carry yourself well, yes.
yeah, thank you for helping me with my train of thought. Because
No,
anyway,
I interrupted you, so I'm apologizing.
um, no, I do look like I'm in my late 30s. So even when I do reach 60, 65, they may ask me for ID. I think
Yeah.
it's stupid that they ask me that, but I can't help it if I was born with good genes because, over the years I never did any drastic stuff. I'm not a smoker, I'm not a drinker. Um,
I mean, it's a compliment that we may look younger than our actual ages,
mhm.
but you mentioned to me certain places that I was really surprised to learn that there are discounts. Now, listen, and everybody watching, double check for any of the names that Steve may mention, or even myself if I mention any. Double check, make a phone call to see if still, because this information we got from the internet, and
Yeah.
consider the source. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
make sure you check first. But it doesn't hurt to ask.
But I mean, there's a whole bunch of different places here. Some of these I don't understand because if they're still in business, some of these places are not even in my area anymore. Um, like Chick-fil-A, you get 10% off or a free small drink or coffee if you're 55 plus. Arby's, you get 10% off if you're 55 plus. I do like Arby's. I like they make a good fish sandwich. I can't complain. I also like their beef and cheddar and their French dip and Swiss or whatever it's called. That one is. They've got a few. They got about four sandwiches I really like. Boston Market. If you're 65 plus, you get 10% off. You get 10% off at Burger King. 60 plus. Burger King. I haven't gone in a while because their sandwiches have gotten smaller. So I that's another issue within itself is the shrinkflation.
Yes.
Chili's is not bad. You get 10% off if you're 55 plus. Um, Denny's I do like. Right now they've got the Grand Slam breakfast, which I adore. If you're 55 plus, you can get 20% off if you're an AARP member, for those of you that have the card.
Take advantage. If you already are, take full advantage, you know?
Yeah, Dunkin' Donuts, 10% off where you get a free coffee. I don't mind them.
Oh,
Golden
yes. Their coffee's amazing.
Here is a good one I want to point out. This one is very, very true to word. Golden Corral, they give you 10% off if you're 60 plus, but they have an early bird special between 2 and 4 p.m. It's $9.99 and you get a drink with your meal, and it's so worth it. And it's a buffet.
Wow. Did you actually say just like $9.99 and the drink with your meal?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Now that's like if you're going to go for a treat, that's a really good treat.
Yeah, it is especially in today's times and the way money is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a steal.
Yeah.
Hardee's, you get 33-cent beverages every day if you're 65 plus. Oh, gee, I get a drink of any size for 33 cents. I'm so excited. Okay, whatever. I don't mean to come off sarcastic when I say that. You would think that Hardee's would, be along the lines of some of the other, but no, they're giving you a 33-cent drink.
Right. There was one place, I forget where it was, people over 55 can get free coffee every time if they mention that, their age.
Well, McDonald's is one. Their coffee is not too bad. I'm not nuts about the food, but their coffee, you get discounts on coffee every day, 55 plus. Krispy Kreme, 10% off. Let me see.
Wow.
I'm looking for the free coffee one now. I don't remember which one it was
I
exactly.
think it was might have been like at the top of the middle of the list. But again, I'm going to emphasize, we're not saying this is written in stone. We're not saying, oh, yeah, absolutely. Please ask first. Make a phone call, double check, because I don't want you to have your heart set on it. And then you go there and somebody says, oh, no, that's not true. Because again, we got this list from online, but you could even just check online yourself.
All right. I might have just mentioned it. If I didn't, I'll repeat it. Dunkin' Donuts is 10% off, or you get free coffee if you're 55 plus.
Yes, you did mention it. I'm almost certain.
And Dunkin' Donuts coffee is pretty good. I've got a little bit of a story about Dunkin' Donuts coffee. It was draining me of my little pocketbook.
Oh, yeah?
I mentioned the story, I'll go back and mention it briefly. I used to meet a very good friend of mine. In fact, I just made contact with him. I used to meet this friend I met at a hotel. This was about 3-4 years back. And I would go about 4 times a week, but a large coffee was hitting me at $2.57 per cup.
Wow.
So if you think about that times 4, it was costing me over $10 for 4 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
But I love Dunkin' Donuts coffee, don't get me wrong. Why do that? You can go to the store and buy Dunkin' Donuts and make it yourself.
That's right. That is a deal on all counts. And you mentioned a very valid and good point about picking up a bag of that. I do tend to agree with you. Out of all of the outside, if you will, coffees, to me, my top 2, not that I have them often, because I do not have them often, but I would rank the top 2, the Dunkin' Donuts, which you can get and brew at home, and even the McDonald's one. You can do that too. That's amazing. So, Steve, the bottom line for today's show is this. Never rule out little discounts. It adds up.
Yes.
Because some people may say, oh, it's only $2 here. But if a person is doing those activities on a daily basis, no matter what I recommend makes no difference in your actual lifestyle. If that is what you do, if you can find a way to save $10 a week or more, $10 a week is $40 a month. Adds
Yeah.
up.
Well, here's another one. At Taco Bell, they offer you 5% off, or you get a free beverage for seniors 65 plus. Taco Bell is, I would give it maybe a B minus or a C, because even their quality kind of went down too. I used to be a fan a while back. I used to be a fan of their taco salads. They were, decent size,
Yes.
8, 9 inches around. Now they're this,
I
and
just, you know,
they've gotten stingy on what they put in it.
yeah.
So I understand a lot of the one thing you got to be careful about with the senior anything is I feel you should get the same amount as someone who's not. But what they do on some senior menus, be very, very careful. It's you get less of an amount. Be careful.
Oh my gosh.
So when you think you're saving money, you could be spending more. So you got to watch.
That's if that's true, that is really, in my opinion, trickery. That is very uncool. That's a very uncool. Hang on a second, Steve, because I have to remind people to do the following.
Okay.
If you have not had an opportunity, please take 2 seconds or less of your time and hit the like button. Because if you're here this long, you must like it. Hit the like button. It really helps the channel. Thanks, everybody. Steve, I don't know how to thank you.
Oh,
There are always, and I loved your recent video. You've done a lot of nice recent videos in general.
yeah.
One of the ones that really struck me, a couple ones, because we're entering the bare bones budget time with
Mhm.
that pasta recipe. Would you mind if I included a couple of your most recent videos in the comment section or
No,
description?
not at all. The pasta recipe, in fact, I think one subscriber did it, and she had mentioned that if I had any other recipes along that line, but I have them on in my lineup because I used to have a segment called Recipe Tuesday, and I tried to keep the recipe ingredient count 5 or below. Well, the pasta one is easy. If you can boil water and cook pasta, drain the pasta, add oil and whatever flavorings you want, you're done. I mean,
I love that. You're in and out of the kitchen in a hurry. People have busy nights. You got kids. You might have to go to a soccer game or a
yeah,
baseball thing. You're not in the mood of spending hours on end cooking. And also, it's really good on the pocketbook. Yes, we mentioned about discounts at eating out. That's great. But for those who are truly watching a budget a lot, eating out is a far and few between thing. Yes, get the discounts when you can. Absolutely.
mhm,
But I love your ideas because especially now we're entering that bare bones time of the month. Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
I appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you so much. But don't forget to do what this lady does. Don't forget to head on over to the Everywhere with Steve Young 74 channel. Have an amazing day. Take good care, Steve. Thank you.
You too.
Bye, everybody.